Welcome to the Operate Intelligently podcast, the podcast for all things operations.
I'm so excited to have you on this second episode for our three-part series for the Year of the Dude, which is our 20th birthday celebration. Make sure that first you've listened to episode 100. That's on the history of the dude. That really lays the foundation before this episode, so don't miss out on that. We've got another great episode that's all about what makes the dude unique. The people that work for the dude, the clients that we serve, the work that we do. I think you're really going to enjoy hearing again from longtime dudes about what really makes Dude Solutions special in our services and our software, in the culture. So let's dive in first and hear from Chief Revenue Officer Tom Knox.
We've always been very ethical, trustworthy at our root and our core. I think we've always looked at our most valuable asset are the people that work at the Dude first and foremost. And a very close second is the client base that we serve. If we ever lose sight of any of those three things, I think the culture would be dramatically different, and I think they're fundamental.
Co-founder Lee Prevost expounds on the foundation of these values in the company.
This importance of people and culture, and this importance of an authentic user experience. Great brands and great designs are only as good as the authentic, user experience. And so, but that is tested every day. Is that authentic? And so the importance of every touch point, every person, and that experience that, the client has, it's important not just to the client, but it's important to every person.
Longtime employee Sandy King talks about her initial impressions of our clients.
You could just tell they were passionate about what they do, and they'd bring people that worked for them, and they were, passionate about what they do, and they just loved the dude. And one reason why they love the dude is because of the people. The products are good, but the people are great.
Here's Dude Evangelist Josh Peach on what makes the dude different.
The people. It's 100% the people. It's our people that build the software. It's our people that manage and maintain the software. It's our people that manage and maintain the client base and make sure that the solutions are working properly. So the technology is fantastic. We always say the technology would sell itself. It's the people behind it that, we have to get awareness to our prospects. Then when they become clients, we have to make sure that they're being well taken care of. And that's really in people and their attitudes.
Longtime client John Dufay shares his thoughts.
Dude Solutions is so far ahead of the game and coming up with new innovative ideas. But I will tell you one thing. I do want to say the thing that's so important that separates the difference between Dude Solutions and anybody else is really the people. The customer service that you get is second to none. I remember telling Lee Prevost and Scott years ago, the reason, and this was probably back in 10 years ago at least, the reason we feel that I liked the Dude Solutions or School Dude back then was about customer service. You can call on the phone, you can talk to somebody, and they listen, and they understand the product. They understand what you're trying to get done. They understand product, and that's. There's so many products out there on the thing, and so you're always going to have somebody selling the same kind of product, possibly something that they say goes, and the prices are always competitive. The difference is integrity and customer service. That's the difference. And as long as the philosophy and everything is about customer service and the people that you have here, it's second to that. It's beyond a measurement of saying there's no comparison. And that's why I think that's the difference.
We talked about the importance of customer service at the Dude a little bit in the first episode, but longtime employee Scott Carpenter expounds on where the idea of legendary client support at Dude Solutions came from.
So I'd be remiss without mentioning my friend Joan. Joan's not here anymore. Unfortunately, she passed away. But I would tell you that part of the culture was, when we started this business, was, people call people customers. And, Joan would look at you and say, a customer is somebody at Walmart or Target that walks in and walks out and you don't know if you're going to see them again. A client is a client for life. And, that's something that she really believed, that every single person that we got as a client was her client for life. And that was the mentality of her and her team. And, there's a lot of people that talk about giving good service and being a good service company. The Dude is a great service company and always has been, but it started with Joan, and she really pushed that agenda and that culture.
Here's Joan Maddox explaining that ethos in an old company video.
Legendary client service is really kind of simple. We keep our service promises and we set high expectations, personal touches. We don't believe in automated answering systems. That's not something that we like on a personal level, so we don't force that on our clients. So we have someone who physically answers the phone when friendly and polite and transfers it to the right person who's also friendly and polite. And we do our best to resolve the client's issue in a timely and efficient manner while treating them as a person and not just another client or another number.
Here's David Marcus on the impact that the Dude's culture has on clients.
The culture that the Dude has is something very unique. You don't find it in many companies. Along with the customer service. Anytime I call a help desk, I get someone who's friendly, willing, and wants to help me out, and it's just phenomenal. And if I don't get that person, then I get someone else who's going to point me into the right direction. You guys are highly innovative. Love seeing the changes. Not to mention, they're very reasonable products.
A very important aspect about the people of the Dude are the people we serve. Operations professionals who help manage and run education and government institutions, hospitals, senior living communities, and manufacturing and membership-based organizations.
I say on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn posts all the time when I have something that's client related, that we have the world's greatest clients. And I believe that. They are the unsung heroes in organizations and operations throughout the country, throughout the world that we have. And they're just the most genuine, sincere, loyal, compassionate, and caring people that I could interact with outside of my direct friends and family. And many of them many of them feel like family, and they're all friends. So that people's piece of it is also on the side of the client.
CEO Ed Rossage gives his take.
Our clients are givers. They're wired to serve. These people are wired to serve their communities, serve their stakeholders.
Longtime employee Carsey Denning talks about the bond that's often formed between the Dude and clients.
Our clients know that if we say that we're going to do something, that we do it, and that we will stick with them and not leave them, and we'll work with them until we find them a solution. And they appreciate that, and I think they put a high value on the fact that they know that if they go with us, that we're going to stand behind the product, and we're going to stand behind them, and we want to make our clients heroes in every aspect.
One of the most unique parts about our annual operations conference, Dude University, is a special event where we get to appreciate our clients. Lee talks more about it.
And one of my favorite times of the year is the general session welcome. We have a huge conference, and on the last evening of the last day, we have the general session and we have the keynote, and it's kind of the energy of the conference. And one of the things that I love is the way that our team comes together and welcomes our clients into that event. Our clients, I've had clients tell me that they feel so important and so honored by our team when we have this grand opening of the event and all of our employees stand there, and before we are seated, we applaud our clients and kind of give them high fives as they come into the room. Often our clients are the ones that have to set up for those events and who are often, the ones kind of behind the scenes that make events like that go. And instead, we honor them and applaud them, and they're so grateful for it, and they are so worthy to have it, and I think everybody feels great about it. And so that's one of my most fun, memories is that general session open. I look forward to it every year.
Listen to episode 96 on Inside Dude University to hear some of that clapping and cheering, as well as learn more about the conference. Here's Monica Fernandez, a client who's been to Dude U several times, and talks a little bit about her impressions on working with the company.
We've used Dude Solutions exclusively for about 5 years, and I think it's the best thing ever.
Longtime employee Bryant Bell adds more to why our clients are so special.
Every industry, vertical market that we serve has just these incredible people. Some of them are characters just because they're personality traits. Some of them are just amazing because of what they've been able to do, a lot of times with very little resources or technology, but somehow always find a way to deliver at the end of the day and change their environment, what they're doing to serve the people in their organizations the best way they can. And it's neat that Dude can be a part of that. So
these clients are so incredible, in fact, that some of them, like Gary Musial, write songs about being a Dude client. Here's a snippet of his most recent one.
I was here from the start. The dudes in my heart will be for eternity. The dude is always there for me. It is my destiny. I'll always be part of the dude, the dude, the dude family. The dude, the dude family.
So how does a client go from using a product like software to writing songs about it? Josh Peach gives some insight.
And they know that we have that appreciation, that respect for them, that care, and they probably don't get it in a lot of other places. And that's that commitment to it. Gary Musial, who does the songs, he's been doing songs for, God, he's been doing it forever. And I mean, he takes a lot of time doing that stuff.
We even have a client with a past logo tattooed on his arm.
Before the tattoo, he had T-shirts made on his own dime. He went and had T-shirts, these red T-shirts with the Dude logo on it, and said, "If it's not in Dude, it doesn't exist." And then on the back, it said, "It will change your life." And that's what his staff wore every single day when they walked the halls, because they weren't allowed to get their staff to stop to do something unless they put it in the Dude. And that's when you go back to all of what we talk about, which is, we're making a difference in people's lives. And when you do that and you show it, then that commitment to us that they have is tattoo worthy and song worthy.
When my kids got married, I actually ended up inviting some clients to the wedding. So I do have a lot of great memories.
Dude Solutions employee values are service, ingenuity, integrity, and together. Lee talks a little bit about how that shows up in the leadership.
Another is this servant leadership. This concept of not only the way that we lead within the organization, but also the way that we lead our clients.
One of the things that Kent Hudson has always said is, we view our org chart as reversed. I'm here to support you, and the people that are in the weeds every day are the ones that make this company work, and in the day-to-day stuff. And I don't want us to ever lose that thought or that picture of where it depends on where you sit on an org chart, because we're all focused on one goal. Well, two goals. Company to grow and for our clients to be happy. And that's all. So we all need to be working toward that regardless of where you sit on an org chart.
As a Dude team member, the biggest thing is, most people come to the Dude because they hear about our culture, they hear about who we are, how awesome we are. All those things are really great. But the second that you step in and you wear the Dude logo on your shirt, I wear them on my pants, it's on your business card, as soon as you're part of the Dude family as an employee, you have to understand that you have a responsibility, and that responsibility is to carry the culture torch. And the culture torch doesn't come in the form of a coffee bar or a ping pong table or any of that. It comes in your heart, it comes in your mind, it comes in your soul, it comes in you. And we really try to do a great job of hiring people that are a cultural fit, not necessarily a similarity fit. So you don't need to be someone. We don't want everybody to fit in the same mold. We want people to have unique thoughts and ideas and how they are and what they are. But we want, one thing is that they have that dynamic culture fit where it's you feel the way that all of us feel about our clients. You feel the way that we feel about each other, that we look out for one another, that we want to make a difference, and that feeling is like an aura that gets pushed out of energy, that when you walk in, it's like, I'm part of the Dude, and this is really awesome. And it's very rare that you find a company that's gone through the explosive growth, that continues to grow, and to still have people smile on their face every single day and care about one another the way that the Dudes do.
Dude Solutions' mission and vision are critical to the work they do. Our mission is we empower our clients and our employees to do the best work of their lives. Our vision is to do the incredible, to transform the way we work, to leave a legacy. Client Travis Tracy talks a little bit about how the culture of the Dude has rubbed off on their organization.
And the Dude has fostered, not just in its events, but in its operations, this client-focused, client-first culture. And I think that's just incredible. And seeing that as an organization, we're trying to model something similar because we have customers as well, students, teachers, the community. So it's a good example for us, and it's a good example for all the clients.
Tom Knox says mission is at the top of his list for what sets the Dude apart.
I think first and foremost, our mission about what we're all about. I think second is we've been very fortunate that we've been innovators, and we've not had to play catch up to other people and competitors. We've kind of been the creator of the space, and you kind of look at the next generation of where we're going with the data we sit on and the analytics that we can do. I think we have the opportunity to create another new space and be the innovators going forward.
The mission orientation of the people inside the four walls. That a lot of people come to work really equating whether they're clicking on a keyboard programming or taking invoices and getting them paid or what have you, but they're thinking about, well, I'm helping schools keep kids warm, safe, and dry, or patients safe in a hospital or senior living home, or we're helping them. It's sort of cool.
Hear from client Braden Witt about the impact our work and asset management software has on his team.
So the Works Hub is a really interesting tool because it kind of takes all of your many layers of a hospital operation and kind of combines them into one really easy use feature that from your youngest 20-year-old team member to your 65-year-old never used an iPad team member can really grab a hold of technology and leverage the technology and the information that's generated from a building and apply it in a cost-effective way that really we've seen a huge increase to the services we're able to provide through the community through a safer, more streamlined operation.
In addition to work and asset, the Dude offers solutions for technology and IT, energy management, event management, capital forecasting, and community development. Here's Gresham Barlow School District on the impact that our energy management tools made.
At Gresham Barlow Schools, our average school is 51 years old. The building I'm in today is built in 1914, and so energy usage for school facilities is about a third of our budget. It's paramount. Next to labor, it's the number one thing to track. So we use Energy Manager to track it here in our school district because it has a wide range of programs to be able to track electricity, natural gas, water, solid waste, as well as recycling efforts that we do. We save over $1 million a year, and that equates to about 20 teaching positions because we want to put the money back in the classroom. We don't need to use it in energy waste. It's better for the budget, but it's also better for the environment.
Longtime employee Pat Buchanan talks about his passion for helping clients.
My favorite thing for sure would be just having clients contact me and deal with a challenge. Okay, I've got this board report coming up. help me get some data to get past this hurdle, or help me script this story where I can tell it to get the most benefit. So it's really, a lot of it's been just different ways that clients have challenges and trying to figure out how to solve those. So that's probably one of the big things that draws me to our clients, is just dealing with challenges and seeing how we can help them get past a particular hurdle.
So what are some things about the dude that haven't changed in 20 years? Lee shares his thoughts.
This concept of an overwhelming value proposition. And, in every one of our products, and just to simplify it, we charge $1, we're bringing $20 in value. And we do it in a way where it either saves energy, or it reduces time, or it enables efficiencies, or it enables better decision makers to make capital allocations better.
Longtime employee Jed DeGroat expounds on that.
I think one thing I'll just add, it's really cool to see that our core values and our philosophy hasn't really changed one bit. I mean, the stuff that Joan taught and Kent and Lee and Scott and Lynn taught, we picked that up and we maybe modernized it a little bit of what we need to do for scale, but it hasn't changed, so that's really cool too.
I'd say we're still a high energy company. I think that's another huge thing, is whether, right now I sit with the legendary support team. They're real close to them, so just being able to still hear them interact day in, day out with each other, how they're happy when they're able to solve a problem. So just hearing a lot of that high energy, I still work a lot with some of the sales teams, and just when they're able to get a solution for a client, how happy they are.
Things that have stayed the same was, I think, leadership that was in place when I came on board, and leadership today. Even though we've had a change in people, they still seem to have the same vision for employees and the company moving forward. But more really as far as the taking care of employees and the culture that they're trying to maintain and all that kind of stuff.
I think there's a number of things that I want to preserve with the culture, things that I have inherited and not created, that Kent and Lee and some of the early guys like a Scott Carpenter or some of the others fertilized through the years. I think that's the low company ego. Kent just was not about talking about the company, and when you get to a certain size, you do. But there's a risk there as well that you don't come across as thumping your chest too hard. I think, by and large, when people think about it, whether you're employees or clients of the dude, the integrity of the company, there's no shenanigans going on here in any way, shape, or form. We really try to treat our clients right. We really try to treat our employees right. Doesn't mean we won't make mistakes from time to time, but they're not based on bad intent. The integrity intent is very good.
The company has made some recent strides in diversity and inclusion, and Jed talks about the foundation for that was laid early on.
I love a lot of the things that we're doing as far as promoting diversity in the workplace and everything. And the dude, it has a history of that sometimes I think we forget about a little bit. I mean, when I first started, 2 out of the 5 executive team members were women. Lynn Boswell and Joan. I've talked about Joan Maddox, my mentor, one of the biggest influences of my life. But Lynn and Joan were they were bedrocks of this business, and extremely sharp women that did a lot to shape this business and where it is today.
That spirit carries on today with an executive team that's more than half females. Ed talks about the overall impact and footprint of Dude Solutions.
The Dude, when you think about everybody goes to school, and we touch 32 million of the 50 million K-12 students. So then you say, look, we're in government. We're in nearly 3,000 municipalities across the U.S. and growing. And then you say, all right, nearly 40 million people are admitted to acute care hospitals on an annual basis, 1.5 million people living in senior living facilities. And then you say, and then you overlap that with, we've got, 1,000-ish manufacturing. I would say there are very few companies in the US, let alone world, that if you stack those Venn diagrams on top of each other, like you literally have to be like in the middle of a field, off the grid, not to have been touched in some way, shape, or form by Dude Solutions, whether you know it or not.
The great thing about what we deliver is all of our software does a tremendous service to our clients. So we're just not another vendor, another item out there. It's something, the software that we deliver definitely helps our clients achieve more and do more with what they have in their organization.
I think a lot of the milestones that we enjoyed the most were things like the Best Places to Work awards, things like when our clients won, best in the state, or Director of the Year. That always really drove us.
It's really nice to be able to work at a place where you can see that you made a difference, and the Dude is that place. I've had people actually tell me, older people that were working in, they put our software in, and they were like, wow, I wish I had another 10 years. I wish we'd have had this 10 years ago, because, it's so impactful. It's made my job so much easier. It's made me, when I go in front of the board or my bosses, to be able to articulate and be able to show what we're actually doing versus, I think this needs to be fixed. I think this got done. Now they can actually go in, and facilities becomes, we help them do these PowerPoints, and we help them through Dude Intelligence, and we help them take graphs and all this stuff. And now they can go in there and put it up on the screen, and they look like the rock stars, and everybody else is going, wow, facilities, how are they doing all this? So that's been very impactful to me as well.
Speaking of data, Dude Solutions has developed Dude Intelligence, a operational intelligence tool that takes 19 years of operations data and translates them into visible, provable, and actionable insights for clients.
We talk a lot about the value of the data that's coming out of our systems, and when you can take that up to the next level and provide insight, analytics into that next level, whether it's a state level of a Department of Education, or maybe a hospital network, that's something that's unique and you can only do at scale. And there aren't a lot of other competitors, maybe no other competitors, that serve our markets with our types of solutions that can do that.
I think it's really just looking at the products and the innovation that we've been able to accomplish. The changes that we've been able to make. Dude Intelligence, that was a huge milestone. That's been a want and a need and a desire of ours to be able to have. So seeing that come together, several years ago, that was pretty exciting, because we know that we have the infrastructure, we've got all the data. Now it's aggregating that data in a useful manner that our clients can then benefit from.
Client John Dufay talks a little bit more about the benefits they experience.
And making a better environment. And that's what really Dude Solutions does for us, is it does all the data, it does all the things, it does all the predicting, we can look at all that. But more than anything else, is it makes us a much better operation than without it. I have to attribute our success, a lot of it has to do with Dude Solutions, and it's not because they give us the tool to where we can do some things that, more than anything, is we make a difference.
If the talk of data and what's next in operations management and software piqued your interest, then you're going to love episode 102. That's all about the future of operations and the future of the Dude as well. So make sure you don't miss that next episode, and thank you again for joining us on this special series.
Thank you for listening to the Operate Intelligently podcast, produced by Dude Solutions. You can reach us by emailing dspodcast@dudesolutions.com or check us out on the web at dudesolutions.com.